Alright, I'm on this job here today to do a little tree work. So this building here, the owner says it's too much in the shade and it's getting a little humid inside the building. So the plan is to get down some of these trees right next to it to get a little more sunlight onto the building. So I met with them the other day and we marked some trees. So a bunch of little ones over here where it's kind of dark. And then there's like one or two over there. So that should help. I mean, we did talk about doing a few more trees, but he didn't want to do them yet. You know, that's the south side right there. So that's the ones that are really going to benefit the building. But he didn't say do it yet. So, you know, those two oak trees are pretty close to the building. But he said to keep them. So this will definitely be a start. And the other thing we're doing is back along this hill in here. And he wants this area dug out right here because the leaves and stuff are kind of coming up on the siding. So he wants all that dug out. Now another tree we talked about doing was this group of 3 oak trees here. But it's kind of rare for me to say no to a tree, but I kind of said no to this one. You know, he's worried that they'd fall down and fall in this building. You know, these ones that are split like that, sometimes they'll split right at the base because it's, you know, leaves get in there and rots the tree, especially when they get big. So, but I don't know how I would do this one. I'd maybe go up top and try to pull it from up there with a machine or something. You know, it's risky. The bottom could kick out, could do something weird. So this one might have to be done with a huge bucket truck over this building. But he didn't seem to want to do the tree anyway. So, you know, I'm doing all the stuff I can handle. So I'll dig all this out of here. And I'll move this junk out of the way. The other thing he wanted done too is fill this hole in. He said this was done as like a perk test or something years ago, and it's just been left as a hole. So that's a pretty big hole for a perk test. And then there's 2 other things on the driveway here that I'm supposed to do. So let's go look at those. Alright, and while I was here, this house has like a mile-long driveway, and it's kind of crazy. And it's been raining a lot this year, and this one spot here, the rain's running down kind of right where, on the left tire track, and it's even exposing this conduit, which has a telephone wire in it, which, you know, that's why things should really be installed to code. That should be down at least 18 inches. And it's only like 4, but you know, it's only a telephone wire. So he told me just to dump out a load of, you know, item 4 on this and spread it out, and then tailgate a load of number 2s on it. But I figured while I'm here, I'm going to dig out on the high side here a little bit. That way the water will run off to the side instead of running down the driveway and digging out a trench. So that shouldn't be too much work. Alright, and the last thing they asked me to do here is this house has like a circle driveway, and this camper is kind of blocking it, and there's not really any parking off of it. So they asked me to bring in a load of gravel and spread it out in this area right here, and then we're going to move the camper into that spot so it's out of the way. And then I'll open up this circle driveway again, and the camper can stay here, and it kind of has a view of this stream. Alright, so let's get to work here. All right, well, this turned out pretty good. Alright, so digging this ditch off to the side, that should definitely take care of all the water. You know, it shouldn't be running down the road surface anymore. It should be over here, not digging a trench. And I didn't dig it so deep that, like, if a car or something goes in it, it will get stuck. You know, that's important. Sometimes people dig these out too deep and it's like a hazard. You know, if you go in it in the wintertime in the snow, you know, the car gets stuck immediately. That's no fun. So this isn't bad. You know, if a car was in that, it could probably get itself out in the wintertime or something. Because I plow this driveway, and this one's towards like the end of my plowing list because it's like a mile long and there's a bunch of crazy hills like this. This one not the worst one. There's a few others, but I have this at the end of my plowing route because if I'm gonna get stuck or break my truck, it usually happens like here. So. Alright, so let's turn the rain on and see how this drainage works. Alright, so here it is now with rain, and you can see there's no water running on the driveway like it was before, and all the water is running off to the side, so that's good. That's not digging out a trench in the driveway now, and the driveway should stay in much better shape. Alright, so that's working pretty well. Check out this big mushroom here. Look how big this thing is. Levi, come here. What's this? What's that? Is that food? Levi. I'm gonna decorate it. Look at the line on the siding from like where the boards were just soaking up moisture. So once this is all dug out, that should be dry. And it's only on this side. This track is off. Alright, so I'm pretty much done doing this digging, so let's go check it out. I'm surprised how wet this is in here too. That's crazy. This area could probably use some gravel. That's kind of like a nice turnaround for this parking area now. Alright. Alright, so I got the dirt dug down from the building, quite a bit. So you can see here kind of where it was, and you can see how the siding was really soaking up water from the ground. And how it's even been, rotting the siding, that's kind of bad. So hopefully this dries up now. And it should help with the moisture levels inside this building. So the plan was to kind of send the water this way. So I got deeper and deeper the further I went. And then through here I filled this hole in. So that should dry up. And, there's a lot of water still flowing out of here. That's probably a lot of this area here is from that hole being filled in. But, even down in there, it's pretty wet. So that's probably just groundwater coming out of this hill. So it's really good that this was done. So you can see where the water's flowing out of here now. So that's good. All this water can drain out that way. Alright, so my track broke on this job, so that's kind of annoying. So I'll probably just make another video replacing this track. it's pretty easy to do. The new track's like $1,400, so that's, that happens. I think this track was pretty new when I bought this machine. That one I had replaced on that side. And I don't have an hour gauge in this, but I want to estimate I probably got a little over 2,000 hours on that track. So I think that's what I've heard. That's about how long they last. So that's not a big deal. I get a lot of use out of this machine. So all right, so I'm all done here. On to the next job.